I never imagined a simple question could feel like a punch straight to the stomach. I was at the kitchen table scrolling through emails when Claire walked in, her hand resting softly over her growing belly. She had that nervous, almost proud smile, the one she wore whenever she thought she was about to surprise me with something clever. "Do you like the name I picked?" she asked, her eyes bright and expectant. I lifted my head slowly, trying to keep my voice even, though my heart had already picked up speed. "Which name?" I asked, forcing the tension out of my tone. She beamed and whispered it gently, as if sharing a precious secret meant only for me. The name slipped out of her mouth, sounding innocent and lovely, but the second I heard it, my entire body went rigid. The room suddenly felt smaller. I felt the weight of my coffee mug intensify in my hands. "Claire," I started, but my voice cracked. I had to gather myself. "That's your ex's name, isn't it?" Her smile faltered, just slightly, but enough to send adrenaline rushing through me. What do you mean?" she stuttered, brushing her hand lightly along my arm like she was trying to ground herself. I leaned back a bit, studying her expression, searching for any sign that this had been a simple mistake, any hesitation, any hint of innocence. But I saw it. The flicker of guilt, the shadow of old feelings, the way her eyes darted away from mine. I continued quietly. "I mean the guy you dated before me. The one you always bring up when you talk about your past. The one who was—" My throat tightened. "The one you said was exciting and perfect, and everything I wasn't." Her eyes filled with something I couldn't identify at first. Panic, shame, maybe both. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words formed. The tension coming off her was thick enough to choke on, but I stayed controlled. I'd learned long ago that when someone crosses a line while pretending it harmless, the only real weapons left are patience and observation. I didn't yell. I didn't get up or slam anything. I let the silence stretch. I let her feel it. Finally, she whispered, I didn't think it would matter. It's just a name." I exhaled slowly, my mind racing. "A name isn't just letters," I said. "It's history. It's memory. It carries whatever you bring from your past. And I'm supposed to be part of your present now, your future." Her posture tightened. Her hands trembled slightly where they rested on her belly. Claire had always been confident, sure of her choices. But right then, her certainty cracked. She was realizing, maybe too late, that some boundaries aren't meant to be crossed. "I didn't mean," she began, but I lifted a hand to stop her. I didn't want excuses yet. I wanted her to sit with what she'd done. For years, I'd watched her closely, learning how she spoke, how she reminisced, the subtleties in her stories. And this name confirmed what I had suspected but never confronted. "You probably think it's harmless," I said, keeping my voice steady. "But every time you mention him, every tiny memory you hold on to, I feel like I'm fighting a shadow you never let go of." She flinched, her lips parting like she wanted to defend herself. But nothing came out. Silence settled again, heavy and loud. "You're pregnant," I continued, my tone softening only slightly. "This child is supposed to be ours, Claire. Something new, something pure. But you chose his name. What do you expect me to feel when everything we built is suddenly compared to a ghost from before me?" Tears welled in her eyes. Not of understanding yet, but of guilt, of finally seeing the weight of a choice made too thoughtlessly. I stayed calm, letting the emotional storm build around us. "I love you," I said quietly. "But love doesn't erase the past. And it doesn't erase mistakes. Our future starts with honesty. Not names, not nostalgia. Honesty." Claire stared down at her shaking hands, as if seeing the child inside her from a new perspective, the one I had just given her. I didn't think," she whispered. I shook my head slowly, letting the truth settle. That name hadn't been random. It had been a test she didn't realize she was giving, and she had failed it. I watched her, this woman I had loved for years, finally face what she had done. The tears now were real, and in her eyes, I could see something new, the realization that the past she clung to couldn't keep ruling our future without consequences. "Claire," I said, my voice carrying every emotion I hadn't spoken, We have to choose here. This child, this family was supposed to be a clean slate, but your heart is still tangled in something behind you. If we're going to move forward, everything has to be honest. Every memory, every feeling, every word. She lifted her gaze slowly, fear and shame swirling with a spark of regret. I thought it was just a name. I never meant to hurt you, she murmured. I let her words hang between us. A part of me wanted to explode, demand answers, demand payback. But life had taught me something else. A measured response carries far more weight than rage ever will. You need to understand, I said carefully, trust isn't built on promises made in panic. It's built on consistent choices. Every decision matters, especially the ones you think don't. Her hands trembled harder as she cradled her stomach, like she was trying to guard both her past and her future at once. I'll change it, she said desperately. I'll pick something else. I nodded, feeling both relief and caution. Relief that she finally understood. Caution because trust, once cracked, heals slowly. The name would change, but the lesson wouldn't. I reached out and gently took her hands. We'll get through this, I said softly. But you need to understand something, Claire. Our past doesn't get to choose our future. We choose it, together, with honesty, respect, and care. That's the only way this works. She nodded, tears still running down her cheeks. I understand, she whispered. For the first time that night, the tension eased, slightly, replaced by a fragile kind of hope. And sitting there, holding her hands, I realized something important. Love isn't just about feelings or history. It's built on trust, on boundaries, and on the choices we make when no one else is watching. And sometimes, the simplest question about a name can expose the deepest truths.